Hey, happy Wednesday, everyone. Hope everybody is doing well. This is a beautiful day that the Lord has made, and we are rejoicing and we are happy in it. It's the middle of the week, and I hope your week is going well so far. And now we are looking forward to the weekend, and we have a 3-day weekend coming up, so that's exciting. And this is In the Raw, unscripted, unpracticed, unedited conversation. And we've been talking about our mission and defining what that is based on Jesus's Sermon of the Mount and the Beatitudes that he shared, that he publicized during this iconic sermon, speaking to his disciples. But he was also speaking to the unwanted, the repressed, people that were discriminated against. And this is where we left off in the last video. He's calling them the salt of the earth and the light of the world. He's saying, you are the salt of the earth, you are the light of the world, and it is through you, the oppressed, through you, the broken, that I am going to establish my kingdom, that I'm going to establish a new way of thinking here on earth. And so, he is saying this because obviously they didn't know that at the time, the people didn't. But Jesus was going to save them, save these sinners. He was going to transform them. Then he's going to call them and prepare them and give them this mission. Right? And so he's preparing them for all this. And, that is what happens to us. We are saved from sin. We are transformed. Then he calls us, he prepares us, and then he sends us on a mission. And, this was another reason why the people that were listening to Jesus were so amazed by his statement. In those days, there were 3 different ways of thinking about the kingdom of God. And sadly, these ways of thinking still exist today. There were 3 groups of people that were part of the society of that time. One of them were called the Pharisees. The second one were the Qumran. And the third were called the Essenes. Essenes, I think it's how you pronounce it. Essenes. And so the Pharisees were not just religious leaders. They were political band, like a political party. And they agreed with the Romans in keeping the people under control. In other words, they were willing to trade their beliefs in order to get along with the Romans. And today, there are people who negotiate their beliefs to be okay with the world, to be okay with the tendencies of the world. The Qumran were a sect that lived in isolation. They were different. They were in isolation from society. They lived in the desert because they didn't want to be contaminated with the world of that time. They wanted nothing to do with the vile and sinful people of the world. They didn't even mix or coexist with anybody. And today there are people who separate themselves from the world and create a bubble in order to not to contaminate themselves. They hide their light and they keep their salt. And the Essenes were a group of zealots, known as zealots. They were radical people who were always defending God. They thought that God needed to be defended and protected. They were willing to use violence, if necessary, to protect the name of God. And today, we also have people who live that way as well. So each of these groups had their perspective on what the kingdom of God was. And their different perspectives, what the kingdom of God was, and there's still those perspectives, and we respect them. But Jesus's perspective is different. It's based on love. He asks us to do is love each other, love others. This is our mission. I mean, if we're going to summarize our mission, it's based on love. Very simple. To love. And Jesus presents this perspective by saying, you are the salt of the earth. You are the light of the world. I want you to change the world through your influence. I want my kingdom to be established in hearts through your influence, and you will do this using love. So the way we see the world will be how we face the world. How do you face different ideologies in this world? How do you see people who have a different lifestyle than yours? How do you see people that might even offend you, might be offensive to you? There's a difference between seeing people as evil versus seeing people as lost. If you think that all people who are in sin are evil, your influence will be very limited, very small, because you will want to isolate yourself from those people. But if you see these people as lost, your influence will be greater, because you will want to approach these people to help them, and the difference is made through love and compassion. Next time we will talk more about this. All right. Hope you have an amazing rest of your week. We will talk to you soon.